Hello everyone, and today we are here to talk about what I have even been going on, or whatever the past 6 months, taking a break for 4 weeks. Really dive into that, and I'm happy that you guys seem like you support it all. You don't quite get the idea yet, but I'm here to do that and show it today. And I'm really happy, and I read like over 4,000 comments or something. It was crazy. But yeah, it's time to explain everything in a way. So to explain everything I know, I'll try to do it in a general basis idea with, some memes along the way to just lighten the mood a bit, as it is quite a difficult subject, this entirety of everything I'm thinking. And we'll start off with this. My parents in their 30s. This would make a lovely second home for our family to winter in. Hopefully the garage can fit both our cars, snowmobile, and ski equipment. And then we have everyone else nowadays, in our 30s, never able to financially recover from this type of purchase. It makes you think why we are working for so much and now we get so little in the end. And we literally have evidence to back this up. So getting a bit more of the number sides of things, we literally have this, if you can see it, and it pretty much highlights that, majority of people nowadays will be renting their entire life, and it's going to get worse with some articles and facts bringing up the fact that all suburban, like family homes and stuff are being bought out, and it's going to become a renter's market. It's not looking good, but I'll start with the not looking good stuff and then get into some positivity, because without this positivity, everything is very much doom and gloom. So yeah, that's r/anti work, generally talking about the struggles that literally everyone's going through, except for, the ones that aren't. And let's just flip that and go even worse. The scientific factual stuff in this subreddit, r/collabs, where the majority of people have literally been like, oh god, everything is terrible. This is bad. And rightfully so, because it seems like there's no answer. I mean, look at some things that we're getting. I mean, look, we literally have these articles, scientific articles, and you might be thinking everything I was talking about before was climate change. It's like, no, it's not just that. You got what? Ocean acidification. A lot of this stuff is going to happen within 25 years. Here's something to visualize it a bit more, since we love memes. Yeah. So firstly, we had COVID hit us with a little tidal wave. Then there'll become a recession, in my guess, this year. And then we've also got, climate change is there. And then we've got biodiversity collapse, which is, the plankton and ocean acidification, bees dying and everything like that. And it's definitely important to do your own research in these things. Don't just trust some random guy on the internet, even though I love reading all your comments and stuff. You guys are awesome. I'm just really excited to make this video today, and obviously it's going to be around the place, but I want to do more like this in the future with positive stuff. But here's a bit more negative. So I went to a museum lately, and the most important, exciting part of it was actually talking to the older lady there, who's worked there for a lot of her life. And she pretty much confirmed all of these memes, and they're not memes, they're serious, but memes give us quicker information of everything. And then she also told more. It's like, I remember her a few days ago pointing at this map, showcasing how a lot of it will actually, get swept away. Rising sea tides and everything, with scientific fact. And she's been working on it for decades. She's actually taught other people too. I don't know, it was nice to know that people are trying to do stuff about it. But it's hard, terrifying in a way. I mean, look, what are we trying to do? I mean, when the Arctic is melting, bees are dying, and coral reef is disappearing, even though you recycled, it's like, what do? You're just one person. It's just, oh boy, guess I'll watch the world burn. Well, not burn, I don't know. Literally all the stuff. I'm doing this chill type of video because I want to be as natural as possible. Like I've wanted to always, except for when YouTube made me take away swearing. But now I've gotten used to it, and it's actually probably better to not swear. So in the previous videos, I was always talking about a solution to all this. You know, we have our parents essentially being like this. How about if your generation spends less time studying how my generation destroyed the environment and more time figuring out a magical solution? It's not just the environment, boy. You got way more problems there. Way more. But yeah, in my mind, there's only one answer. Like, can any of you think of it? I reckon some. Remember the 20 people from the last video? They know what's happening. And the answer, right, needs to be something where, you know, the people in power are actually good people with good morals and everything like that. So how do you get the poor people with amazing goddamn morals up above to actually have a first step for something good? Well, so in regards to what I'm about to say, I've already tried to talk with over 60 people and only like 20 listen, so I'll be overjoyed if even 50% of you even just listen to a lot of the things I'm about to show. So here we go. It is actually, surprisingly, GameStop. It is something that is hidden away, kind of, and they don't want you to know about it because it is the first time in history where the people at the top, lads, are actually terrified. Very much so. I mean, I do love these Jedi mind tricks. When you type in "forget GameStop," you get constant articles of "forget GameStop, forget GameStop, look at this, forget GameStop, gamification is the real investor, forget GameStop, forget GameStop, forget GameStop." And most importantly, guys, forget GameStop. Here's how to make hay with US farmland. So yeah, I love these Jedi mind tricks. So now, you must all forget. Goodbye. No, let's keep going. Let's keep going. And I'm quite certain that most of you are just like, screw this. But for those that stayed, I appreciate all of you, and I really love to talk to you guys about this and do more about this content that's coming up. So that brings us to now of the subreddit, which is the smartest thing I've ever seen, most dedicated and most fun community I've ever seen in my life, especially on Reddit. It's amazing. It's r/superstunk. A good meme name for what is actually not considered a meme. GameStop is not a meme, and it's insane how that word can sway away people because, you know, oh, it's worthless, don't look at it. But to get you up to speed somewhat, it is very hard to do, as it is literally one of the biggest cases and has future cases of history and everything. It's quite ridiculous. But here is a timeline, and I do love each person in this subreddit. Incredible 8. I looked it around, and this seems to be one of the best visually looking timelines. Good lad, good lad. So it's June 25th right now, and this was made back in like May something. But it is a pretty good way to get up to speed and everything like that. This chart tells a tale of market manipulation and how the shorts, the billionaire, whatever, are in a pickle. And it's amazing. It's truly amazing. It's just hard where to begin. I'll try my best. It might be scary to look at because, you know, stock market's scary, but it was designed like that with more and more rules and stuff like that to be confusing. But in my mind, it's just a video game, and you learn a bit, and then boom, done. It's way easier. Got to remove that fear, as the best word is FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. You got to eliminate all that. Yep. I started to observe the whole thing around here in January. Perfect timing. When there was something called a squeeze, even though this was not the squeeze, it was the sneeze, as people love to call it, because it is nothing compared to what is going to happen of the greatest redistribution of wealth in history. So I hope you guys are loving to multitask and read this at the same time or something. But essentially, someone by the name of Roaring Kitty discovered that GameStop is undervalued and stuff. And yada yada yada. Ryan Cohen came in, was like, oh, fuck. So I'm going to be pretty bad at explaining all this. I just want to look at memes and get you guys up to date. Honestly, I just want to have fun with it. I think I'm just going to try and look at the graph and wing it. And anyways, more and more people are going into it as they realize the company is undervalued. And it gets all the way up to here. And then Robinhood. Funny that this broker is called Robinhood, which is where you acquire the shares. Pulled a 180 and made it so that you couldn't actually get the shares. The buy button was disabled, funnily enough. So the most blatant market manipulation in history, and it brought everything down as they, what's known as, short it at the same time through naked shorting, which is a huge another topic to talk about. They're bringing in fake shares to this. Jesus, they're bringing fake shares into the thing, and they're quite literally doing cheatering stuff. So cheaters in a video game. They're literally cheating the stock market. And I despise cheaters, especially in video games, and this is my new favorite video game. So I wanted to research that and everything. So for the past few months, I have been looking into everything that is being said, doing my own research, and making my own decisions. And that's what I want to show to you guys. This whole thing is still going, and it's set to, you know, squeeze the MOAS, as it's called, mother of all short squeezes, where the price will quite literally go into the millions. Surprising that may sound, it's just very hard to explain. I know most of you don't know anything that's going on right now. So I implore you to literally check the Superstorm credit after this and just don't type or anything. Just observe, read at your own pace. Cryend, beautiful lad. Look at all these awards and look at the title of it, The Biggest Short. How 2008, do you remember that, guys? How everything was a recession? Is repeating and at a much greater magnitude, and COVID ignited that fuse. GME is not the reason for the market crash. GME is just GameStop. It's just called GME for abbreviation because on the stock market, yada yada. Anyways, GME was the fatal flaw of Wall Street in their infinite money cheat code that they did not expect. These are called DD, due diligence, where they put in massive amounts of research. And it's like, how do you explain this all in one video? Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, because I did read out a few of them and stuff, nowadays, you do what everyone does, and you read the too long didn't read. And what does it pretty much say? It's just, oh, everything is kind of bad. The market will crash soon. It could be worth $1 quadrillion within this market or something. And that it's, you know, pretty much retail versus the big guy. The only stand for retail, and it seems like the most positive thing to come out of this world that could have. So pretty much because this is, you know, a retail versus the mega banks and all of Wall Street, this is effectively, when this happens, the greatest transfer of wealth in history. The first step for humanity to just, you know, make changes of, you know, the work conditions, the world conditions. I don't know, it just seems like the only positive thing that I can think of, because literally money is power. And so what if people with good morals got power? Oh, I don't know. Good things, perhaps? At least a first step for that? I love to dream. But this isn't a dream. This is literally backed up by facts. Countless amount of information that you can find on this Reddit. Truly. So here's your boy Wes trying to talk about the market manipulation on news channels now. Not just Reddit, it's going to everywhere. Even though those news channels don't completely highlight it, you have some people who do try to talk about it. And here's your boy Wes talking.
For ultimately nothing that was delivered. The simple version would be if you and I, Charles, took our car title and Xeroxed it 100 times and sold it to 100 people, and each of them paid us cash, but we only had one car. That would be a good analogy to what naked short selling is. In Texas, simple version, we call that stealing. So that's what naked short selling.
So yeah, naked shorting, as we said. is very bad. And in Texas, they call it stealing. And in Australia, we actually call it stealing as well. Pretty sure the whole world calls it stealing what's happening on right now. I know I'm all over the place with this entire video, but I want to keep making videos of this and get better at explaining because people need to know. It's going to literally impact you guys. And I've been worried about that for a while. Long while. But I've just observed this whole saga, read everything possible I can, even though it's mostly in TLDRs. But it just has the greatest amount of information possible. It's
great to have you
amazing. And if you guys do actually check it out and try to see what I'm talking about, get yourselves up to speed or anything like that, and I'll keep talking about more subjects. And hopefully, and if there's any trolls or bad lads, there's quite literally a bot built to get rid of them. Satori keeps everything clean, as there has been lots of attacks on this subreddit. I read this subreddit every day when I wake up, when I go to sleep, or anything like that, as I just become hopeful of what I can do in the future when this greatest redistribution of wealth happens from the rich to the poor, quite literally. So yeah, I know it's hard to talk about it all because I'm not that great at it yet, but I hope you guys understand, and let me know what you think, if you hate it or not. And I'll see you guys laters.